Okay, so hi everybody. My name is Liz Maitland and I'm Chief Exec of Recovery Assistance Dogs. And we started the charity about 10 years ago, but just 3 years ago we started as Recovery Assistance Dogs. And we need to raise funding for a camper van. So we're doing this crowdfunding to encourage people to donate to us and maybe buy a real treat, like their name on the side of the camper, or to be able to come on a short holiday, take the camper van, so they donate some money. So it would be good if people could do that. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the charity. So the main reason why we need the camper van is that so that people can be visited throughout UK. So we have people who have assistance dogs down in Dorset and Cornwall and Surrey and Stoke-on-Trent, and we need to visit them. So that's one reason why we need the camper van. And the other reason is because we go fundraising every Saturday and we spread the word about how people can recover from mental health problems. But also we campaign for freedom from force and fear. And we've got a FAF campaign that actually wants people to be free, to be able to have choice and control in their life, because that's so much better for their mental health, so that people are no longer forced on drugs or in hospital against their will. And we campaign for that. And we need the camper van to actually do a bit of marketing with, you know, our logo and words alongside. But also when we're fundraising, especially this time of year, it's really, really cold. And I've got a fantastic new winter coat here, but it's just not going to be warm enough. We need a camper van as well. So this is my coat. Yeah. But we need a camper van too, so I hope you'll help us with this launch for the crowdfunding and let everyone know about it so that we can train these recovery assistance dogs. And we're going to show people how we train the dogs to do it today. But the main thing for training the dogs is to help people to recover from mental health problems. So the first level is that we train the dogs to be really well behaved, so that they'll sit when they're asked to, and they'll stay when they're asked to, and they'll walk without pulling and things like that, so that everybody who sees them in shops will say, oh, they're fantastically well behaved. But the second level is the best level, and that's when we actually train the dogs to help you, or someone with mental health problems, to recover from free of their symptoms. So that's our aim, that people will completely recover. These are my two dogs, it's Millie and Mimi, and I recovered quite a long time ago, but I've not felt suicidal since I've had the dogs with me, and I just feel much better with them, and they help with anxiety and fear. And we've taught the dogs to bark so that I can get them to bark on cue, and they cuddle me before I feel fear or anxiety. They have these things called pheromones, and they know when you're about to feel anxiety or fear, and they'll come and cuddle you and stop you feeling that. So you have a lot more stability and peace in your life. And probably the most difficult thing to teach them was not to run up to people barking when they come into their territory, because social inclusion is really important for mental health, and dogs help that enormously. So it is a fantastic mission and a great charity to contribute to, and we hope they all want to be involved. Okay, thank you very much. Right.
Is there anything you want to I'll be here to help out. That's all my email, all right?
Yes, all right then. Okay, so let's get started by, you've got a folder here, and would you two be able to share one, because I haven't really got enough for everyone to see, but if you could share between three. You want to move your coat and sit there and share that one, and then those two they can share with three. Yep, okay. So if, as we go along, anyone's got any questions or anything, feel free to ask. There we go. Okay, so walk on. So that's probably a cue. That is a cue, which I told the dogs. They know perfectly well. When I say walk on, that they walk on in the direction I point. Walk on. This one's a bit thick, actually. Put those away before I lose them. Okay. All right. So has everyone got a sheet they can look at. Yeah. Claire, have you got your sheet? You've got yours.
I have, yes.
Okay. So, Liz, can you?
Shall I be there?
Yeah, that would be great. Okay, so we're going to start off really by, no, if you share with Marie, because I'll share with Deb.
Okay.
Not Marie. You've got a new name, Mel. Okay. Do you think it'd be quite good if we just go around the group, because this is a bit different from usual, because we've got other people here. Yeah. So if we just go around the group and say our name and how we feel that our recovery assistance dogs helps us. Yeah. So, would you like to start, Mel? Yours is a bit different because you trained the dog for somebody.
Hi, yeah. I'm Mel, and this is Sparky. He comes out. I'm training him for a girl who lives in Market Harborough, and Becky is going to have him once he's come through his training. So,
Brilliant. And Liz, this is the dog that you're training actually. I just think these, and because you've had dogs before, haven't you?
I have had a dog, yeah.
So could you tell us a little bit about how you feel that dogs are helpful?
Oh, how do I feel the dogs are helpful?
Yeah.
I think they instantly know when you're in distress or you're feeling pressured by any external things. When you're down, they comfort you. They take you out of the house and you communicate with people that you've never met before. Say you take the dog to the park, you instantly make friends with other people with dogs.
Yeah.
And if you're isolated, then they help you make friends.
Brilliant. Okay, fantastic. Thanks a lot. If we can actually face the camera and talk to the camera, I know it's a bit difficult, but that was absolutely fine. Do you want to sit down?
Yeah.
There, fabulous. I'm so glad you actually I used to be a teacher. That's my only excuse. So do you just want to quickly say your name and say what you feel about dogs?
I'm Abby.
Yeah.
I've had dogs when I was younger, so I've got a great attachment to them. I know they can have a big
Great, okay.
relationship.
I'm Anne, and I had a dog when I was young as well, but he died, so ever since then I've been a bit cut off with dogs.
Yeah.
I'm Nicola, and I've never had a dog, but I was allowed a cat when I was younger, which I basically taught to be a dog and like walked them on weed and stuff, so I had a cat dog.
Great, that's lovely.
I'm Lawrence, and both my family have dogs and they seem to just make their life a lot happier really. They seem to really enjoy having dogs.
Good, yeah.
I'm Jackie, I don't have a dog, but I really want one to be cute, I think.
Right, yeah.
I'm Anna. I've always grown up with dogs, and I currently have a dog called Bella. So yeah, I really like dogs.
Yeah, so these are all volunteers and they're going to hopefully come and volunteer with the charity that we've got some wonderful jobs for you to do if you want to come along at the studio. So that'd be good. Okay, are you happy to talk at all?
Yeah. I'm Lizzie, this is Astro. I have 8 dogs, actually, and we foster for a local rescue, so we currently have 9. I've always loved dogs, and I've always wanted to work with dogs. Astro helps me because I don't do very well in really, really busy situations, and I found that when he was with me, I was able to do a lot more. Then we recently went to London, and he was, we were able to deal with the crowds even in like the busy places. So he's quite helpful.
Great, okay. Right, so if you look in your sheet, in your plans there, what's it called? File, there's a plan. It looks like this, and this is what we do during the session normally. We don't stick to it rigidly, but the first things we do is we look about caring for the dogs. It's quite important that we care for the dog, and the whole point about training the dog is that they're really, really well behaved. And the Kennel Club actually help us with this because they do a training called the Good Citizen the Kennel Club Good Citizen Scheme Award. And we, as part of the charity, have to go up to gold level with this, well, the dogs do. So the first part that we have to do is the bronze level, and that's what we're looking at today. Millie has passed her bronze level already. This one's Millie, and so part of the bronze level is that you have to understand about care for the dog. So we usually start off with a few questions about how to care for the dog and just see how good at that you are. And then we do, the rest of the session is entirely practice with training the dogs, okay? So should we just ask a few questions about that? So can anyone tell me how you can tell that a dog isn't well?
Dry nose.
Dry nose, that's a good one.
And loss of appetite.
Loss of appetite, yeah. Anything else? Sorry?
Vomiting.
Yeah?
Weight loss.
Yeah. So with all of those things, would you immediately take them to a vet?
Yes.
Yeah, if you were concerned, you would do. Yeah. Okay. And then just give me a few things that dogs need to
Love.
feel happy and peace. Yeah. Love.
Lots of love.
Love is important, but not too much. Yeah. Warm.
Attention.
Warmth. Yeah. Sorry, what would you say?
Companionship.
Attention.
Okay, so these are all sort of quite abstract things. What concrete things do dogs need to
A walking
survive?
animal each day.
Yeah. Okay.
Food, water, a good diet.
Sorry?
A good diet.
Yeah. What was that lovely poem you told us last time?
A walking animal each day, that's all I ask for when I pray. A master who is firm and kind and understands a dog in mind.
Fantastic. I love that. It's really good, isn't it? Okay, well that's probably enough for the moment anyway with that. If you are interested in what sort of level you have to get up to, you've got a sheet in your pack there about the Kennel Club Good Citizen Dog Scheme Bronze Award. And if you want to read that, that would be good. What we normally do is we leave these packs here, but you might get a chance afterwards or during the session to read it. Okay, so if you want to just, I think we'll just start walking around the room with the dogs and have a look at what we can do to improve. Okie doke, so let's just walk slowly. Yeah. It's sparkling. That's really good. So for the competitive obedience, you always have to have your dog on the left. But with the obedience dog, it doesn't matter. When you're walking in the street, you know, you might let the dog walk this side, it will decide where to go because it's protecting you. It will just circle around. And yeah. So make sure that the dogs are quite attentive. If you've got some treats, you might use treats, or you might pretend you've got some treats. And that's really helpful too. You might call their name and get them to listen to you. Or if they're just being good and anyway concentrating, then you might not need to do anything. Okay, so let's stop here then. And let's see if we can all get our dog to sit. Millie? Millie? Sit. Millie. Millie. Very good. Good girl. And a bit of praise. Just tell me, you have to actually use the word sit. Sit. Yes? Sit. No, don't push, don't push. She will sit. Very good. So I don't want to sound like Barbara. Was it Barbara Woodhouse? I don't want to sound like that. And she always used to push the dogs. And that, you know, I don't think that's really good for the dogs. They have to learn to do it themselves, don't they? Okay, so let's walk round the other way then. Excellent, okay. Fab. So it doesn't matter which side you have the dog, it's fine whichever you prefer. And if they walk from one side to the other, it could be that they're protecting you in the street. You know? It's really good. Okay, let's walk a bit faster. That's right, that's lovely. So Millie's looking a bit distracted there by the dog on her own. It's because she's working with someone new, actually. Yeah, I'm sure. And you know, once you get her to concentrate, so just say, walk on, walk on, walk on, walk on. A bit like you're training a horse. Come on then. Okay, good. So let's go walk a bit faster. And the dog should really feel right. Walk on, walk on. That's like you're doing fine, you're doing fine. Walk on. Okay, and we'll stop again. And this time, let's stop, yeah? Let's get them to lie down, okay? So, you might say down and tap the floor. Down. Good girl. Good. Down. And then if you want them to stay down, you have to say down, stay,
Wait.
stay.
Wait.
Oh, very good. That's excellent. It doesn't matter if she's rolling about on the floor, that's fine. She's just saying, I'm going to be really good for you. It's lovely. Make down, stay. Excellent. Okay. Does Sparky go down at all?
He does go down normally, but he doesn't on this hard floor. I'll put his bed there. He
Yes,
can
put
go
his
down.
bed. Let's see him go down. If he is a good boy, he's such a lovely character. Excellent, that's lovely. He's really doing well, isn't he? So Mimi needs to go down again. Mimi down.
Mimi, down.
And tap the floor and really say it with authority.
Mimi, down. Down. Good
Excellent.
job.
Fantastic.
Good
Now we do
job.
get them to stay down for a bit. So
Stay.
Mimi, down.
Down.
Stay.
Goodness.
Mimi.
Stay.
Goodness.
Mimi, down. Good job.
And now say stay.
Stay.
And now you should be able to let go of the lead a bit and leave her down. She'll stay down.
Stay. Stay. No. Mimi,
Sit.
down and stay. Good job.
Now stand up anyway, just stand up. And
Down.
So stay, say stay again.
Stay.
That's it. Good.
Stay.
There, then they should be able to stay like this for 5 minutes. And in fact for gold I think it's something like 20 minutes. And they should stay in the position that you've left them. And then for, for really competitive obedience, you can walk out the room and they'll still be there. And that's really useful if you go to Costa Coffee and there's a big queue and you want a table, you can leave your dogs at the table, go to the queue, and there everyone's amazed at how well behaved they are. But also, it's really useful if you've got a table. That's really good. So, just tell her to go down again.
Go down.
Down.
Mimi, down.
The important thing is when we're training a dog is that they never, you never give up until they've done what you've asked. Because they're just like kids, they really want to please you. And if you praise them, they're just like primary school kids. I used to teach occasionally in the primary school. And they're so, primary school kids love to do what you want. If you say, you are sitting so beautifully. And you say that to a dog, it's so beautiful, the way you're sitting. I don't think she take your nose at all, but... So down, she needs to be down. She can do this. I've seen her do it.
Down, Mimi. Down.
Tap the floor, tap the floor. And stay.
Stay.
That's right.
Stay.
And Val, who's our chairperson, who usually comes to train that dog, says it's great joy, actually, for her mental health, getting someone, or a dog anyway, to do what she's asking. Because quite often with mental health, you're pushed around and people don't listen to you sometimes. And to get some strength back into your life and to have a dog that's so good and obedient is really, really good for you, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so let's just... Should we get into a bit of a lie? Now, you can stay where you are, but if you could go a bit away from the chairs, and it's quite important that the dogs can just stay relaxed when other dogs walk around them. So if you could bring them right away from the chairs, we're not going to be able to get around you otherwise. Sorry to be on this.
Good boy.
Right, okay. So we're going to walk around the dogs. Particularly I'd say, could you keep him on a tight lead, because he mustn't actually talk to the other dogs, that's fine. And because all these dogs know each other apart from that one, so just keep a wide berth, just for the moment, as they get used to each other. So we're just going to walk round. If you could keep him at that, and the dog should be sitting down or lying, doesn't matter too much. And we'll just walk round. So that's it. There we go. So Millie should be head up.
Mimi, down.
That's fine. There we go. Fantastic. Do you want to do that?
Okay,
Yes,
then.
sit. Sit. Come on, now so people get round. Sit. Sit. Sit, Millie. Good girl.
Sit. Come on, Mimi.
Down.
Yes, very good. That's fabulous. Beautiful. She looks like she's your dog now.
Should I do it?
Yes, that's right.
Good boy, Sparky.
You would have been horrified with my dogs. I couldn't get her to do
Over
anything
his
else.
tail.
You're doing fine, don't worry about
I
it.
know I can do it with your dog because your dog's trained, but my dog used to drag me to the park.
No, but that would mean that the dog is not very good for mental health if they do that. Because the whole point is the dog's got to be really good, well trained to be good at mental health. Yeah? Okay, so, Guinness, does he want to have a go?
Come on then, Guinness. Forward.
Isn't he gorgeous? Don't you think? He's the most gorgeous cockapoo. I think my next dog will be a cockapoo. Absolutely lovely dogs. That's really good.
Come on. More slippery, isn't it?
Come on, that's really very slippy, very slippy. There we go, that's great. So what's he called?
Astro.
Astro. So would Astro like to walk round? Does he feel safe enough for that?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, lovely, thank you very much.
Guinness, sit.
Sit, Lily, sit, sit.
Sit, Lily.
Good dog.
Sit.
That's lovely, well done. Now. Okay, great, so let's just go and sit down and have a little rest. Did we get our drinks?
Yes, but I
Yes, that's really lovely.
There's 5 people without a drink.
Did you bring mine?
I didn't. It's down here.
Oh, is that mine? Is this one mine?
Yeah.
It's not mine, yeah. So, let's just watch about getting them to fetch things, all right? Because it's really natural for a dog to fetch things, and this can be quite useful for a recovery assistance dog, because I'm getting a bit older, I'm 60 next year, and it would be good to teach Millie to actually pick things up from the floor. And so to actually teach them to do that, they have to be able to hold things in their mouth. So I don't know if she's going to be able to hold that because we haven't practiced, but that one she'll be much easier to hold. So hold. Yeah. Come on, Millie, come on. So to teach them to hold. Come on, Millie, hold. Oh dear. No.
Guinness.
But you have to almost push their mouth open with it. Millie? She's not used to holding this, so I haven't brought anything, her own thing to hold. You have to practice a bit. Hold, Millie. Hold, good girl. Good girl. So hold it. She does. Never mind. Sit. It doesn't matter, it's fine, it doesn't matter. She did what I asked. She held it. So I can move on. Right, stay. 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 Okay, fetch. Woohoo! So to actually teach them to not pick something up and to stay is really good, but to fetch something and bring it back is fantastic as well. That is really good. So, I mean, I could say, just put it here, and I'll say fetch, and she should hand it to me. Good girl, good girl. So it's worth training them to do that. That is a really useful one. Does your dog bring things back if you say fetch? Have a go. Let's have a go. Well, hey, this is what it's all about, having fun, isn't it?
Can I have that?
Yes, you want that one? Okay. Have you been practicing this at home?
Down.
We did
Wait.
with
You did
the
with it?
with the starfish ball,
Ready?
yeah, and it worked really well.
Yes. Excellent. I love your dog.
Your dog would do that all day, Dad.
Oh, it's fabulous. That's really good, Jenny. Oh, that's a really good start. Anyway. Talk to him, talk to him. That's it, that's it. Oh, it's a bit of a cheeky monster.
Yeah, his second name is Super.
Does anyone watch Strictly Dancing? Complete disaster.
Somebody
Lauren.
dancing with the wolves.
Yeah. Do a bit more practice. Do you want to sit down then? That's fine. Come. That's really good. Well done, that's fabulous. Okay, come on, get him back.
Guinness.
You need to get across with him a bit sometimes. It's a bit of a cheeky monster. Yeah.
Guinness.
That's okay. Right, do you want to...
Sorry.
No, give
No.
him a break, please.
You've got to tell him what to do, Jenny.
There we are, yes.
It is tough. Maybe that's not what to do.
There we are. Okay, fab.
Alvin.
All right, so
Oh, my God, no.
Lizzie?
Liz.
Liz is fine. Does he do that sort of thing?
Yeah, he does. He's like ridiculously ball driven. He can normally do it where like I can put it on the floor.
So do you take the ball out with you for every walk?
Yeah.
So do you think that's a good idea if he's ball driven?
Wait.
We do use it as a main.
It's a main sort of training
Main training
tool.
tool is fine, but not all the time. Because
No.
otherwise he won't be so good as a recovery assistance dog. If he's always focusing on is the ball, he needs to be focusing on you.
Yeah.
Be careful with that.
Okay.
So there could be long periods of time where he doesn't have a ball at all. Not in the house, not on the walk.
Well, we don't have it in the house.
No.
That's fine.
He can do training without it. I mean, he does agility without it. Wait.
I mean, if you took him, I know he's only really young. If you took him off the lead, would he head off and talk to the other dogs?
I'm not 100% sure. It's quite a small space. I mean, normally like, I had him out there and he didn't bother any of the dogs. He just was chasing his ball.
I mean, it's up to you. If you wanted to keep him on the lead and just throw it a short way for it
Yeah.
to bring it back to you,
Yeah.
that might be better at the moment. I mean, I'm sure he'd be good as well. Anyway.
Wait.
So just keep him on the lead, I would have thought for the moment. That's fine.
I think he'll be fine.
Quiet. He seems quiet.
That sounds much
Yeah, he
better.
is really fine. He's not bad with
He's
dogs.
not a dangerous dog at all.
We're not saying he is. We're like this with all new dogs, aren't we, Mel?
We'll leave him on the lead for a minute.
Honestly.
Wait.
So did you actually say fetch?
No, I told him to wait and then I kicked it from him so he could go
Well,
for it.
Yeah, I mean that was fine, but it might be quite good if he doesn't actually go and fetch it. You teach him not to fetch it until you say. So he's listening to the word fetch.
Okay.
That would be the next step. And then eventually if you get him to play while you
Quiet.
train it, that's really good. Because then they're learning not to fetch it until you've asked them. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's quite a good skill. Okay, so the other one is just getting them to come to you, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, and walking through doors, it's very important that the dog learns not to go first through doors. So,
Should I just show you that one?
yeah, that's fine.
Right, wait. Okay. It's not shut, so I'll
That's fine, don't worry about it.
There we are. Wait. Okay.
So this is all level one, and it's all, if you think about how important it is for the image you present of recovery assistance dogs when you go out, say, to the pub, and you walk with your dog and you go into the pub, and the dog is pulling you through the door, that doesn't look good. So the dog has to learn that you always go first through the door. And it's just so much easier because they learn not to almost trip you up going through doors. So you teach them, probably the best way to teach them is to get them to sit before the door and then walk through the door when you tell them. Yep, that's probably a good way. Do you want to show us a bit with yours?
Yeah.
And then would you be okay, Liz?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great.
Heel. Yeah, when I through the door, yeah. Forward. Wait.
Lovely, that's really good. It's got so much character there, isn't it?
Mental health charities as well.
She got carried away.
Lizzie, you can come back now.
Heel.
And it's such fun for the dogs, you know, this situation. He's still going to have a bit more practice of walking on a lead, doesn't he? He seems to be a bit distracted, but he's doing well.
Yeah.
Well done.
Floor
It's
slippery.
very slippery. Yeah. Okay, Liz, do you want to have a go?
Okay then. Jump on Mimi.
She doesn't do jump up. She
Oh,
do
sorry.
walk on.
Walk on Mimi. Walk on Mimi.
She's actually quite old. She's 12, but she is actually.
Gee, you don't look 12.
But she didn't think it's very old, about 30.
Mimi.
Often I can't tire her as an assistant dog, and she's reaching that point. She's completely distracted by me.
Yeah.
She's really my dog.
Yeah.
But there we go. Off you go.
Mimi. Mimi. Come on. We're going through the door.
That's it. Walk on that. learning to train dogs. Yeah, aren't you really? That's what it's all about. And also for the benefit of working with dogs. Yeah? Yeah. Good girl. That's what I just told, didn't it? Look at you. Come on then. Yeah. Okay.
Astro. Wait.
Very good. That was excellent.
Wait. Okay.
It's really like a job.
Yeah, it's a good.
Astro. Ah, sit. Astro. Sit. Wait. Ah, sit. Wait. Okay, come on then.
He's doing really well. He's only young, isn't he?
Yeah, he's only a baby, bless him.
He's only a baby. He looks quite grown up. Right, so the last bit, how have we got? This is probably the most, well, not necessarily the most important, but the bit where people can really start to recover with their dog. Because we do say that the actual training with the dog is paramount in helping people to recover. It's actually the training, the relationship. Where you, I mean, it took me 6 months to teach the dogs to bark. So there's quite a lot of training involved, and it wasn't just praise. They wouldn't do it with praise. They had to use treats and clicker. So that's a whole new ball game when you use clickers. And, like, not having enough hands type feeling, but it's very useful, isn't it? Mel, you use clicker, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So at this point, we talk about level 2 is about looking at 3 ways of training your dog to help you recover from mental health problems. So we consider what symptoms you have first of all, and what would help you, what ways it would help you to train your dog. So we've done this before. We did this the week before last, didn't we, Debbie? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Can you remember what we discussed about what might be good for
Beginners.
Yeah.
Well, when I think of dog training, I think of 3 C's, which is calm, confidence and consistency.
Yeah.
And if you're suffering with mental health, sometimes it's quite difficult to stay calm. So if you're calm, then the dog is calm to a certain extent. So Guinness is quite an excitable dog and he's quite a vocal dog. So I need to reiterate what Liz has said about, I mean, the PDSA have said to get your dog to talk and then switch off, but it's easy to say, it's very hard to do.
Yeah, so we also discussed ways that you might feel comforted by it. If you get a bit excitable and you find things a bit difficult. Do you remember, if we just show you with Millie, that this is what I taught her, because I used to have awful anxiety, I told you, and fear. For about 23 years I had mental health problems, and I recovered really about 17 years ago, but I still felt quite unstable sometimes and fearful. And when I got a dog 5 years ago, Millie, sit. We taught her to do all sorts of things to help her to feel better. Sit. Okay, sit. Come on. And she cuddles me and licks me. And that is amazing. So if she feels that I'm a bit stressed, she will come up and do that. Normally because I'm sitting on the sofa or on a chair. And it's fabulous. And I do feel quite stressed, leading this session. But that really helps. Okay, so
Should I show you what Sparky can do?
yes,
If you show it, if you'll do it. So he'll come and sit by me and give me comfort. There we are. You're right. Good boy.
brilliant. That was fabulous. It'd be good if we could have Becky here because it's going to be a dog for Becky.
Yeah.
And Becky could have shown something like that, but at the moment she's not too keen in coming, and you're training the dog for her.
That's right. So
and that doesn't matter at all. We can easily train a dog up right to the right level, and then just hand it over and do a bit of training with her at the end. That's fine.
I get to a chair before I try and stand up.
Yes, the important thing is that people recover from mental health problems, and the dogs can really help with that, quite amazingly so. Okay, so do you want to have a little bit of a practice, you know, with that? So if we all just stand up and see if we can get the dogs maybe to get their front paws on our knees like this, if you're happy to kneel down like that. Good cow, good cow. Or they might just jump straight up to your shoulders like Millie just did.
Just read.
Yes. Do you want to help me today?
Do you want to have a go with Millie? You might quite enjoy that. Try that. Come on. Hello, Millie. Woohoo. Millie, come on. Millie, come on. Get down here. Put your knees here. Oh, no, I don't want to. Come on, walk on. Good girl. Millie, come here. What's this? Let's see, Millie. That's it. Come on, Liz. Come on, you do it, Millie. Come on. Hola. No, they're interested in you today. No, stop it. Come here, Millie. You mustn't give up. She will do it for you. Millie. Liz. Can you sit like this? You used to sit like this. Because you can't always kneel down if it's a filthy floor or whatever. Millie. Millie. So get hold of her paws and put them on your lap. That's it. Yeah, that's right. Come on. Both legs. Good dog. Come here. Get hold of both ones. That's it. And then put her paws around your neck. Oh dear. Very good. That's fabulous, Debbie. I'm not being. Millie. Come here, just watch. Can you get him to put his paws on your legs?
Yeah.
That's good. You might need to have your legs so they're flat.
There you go.
That's it. And then round your shoulder, round your neck with a little bit.
You don't really can. Wait, put the ball away.
Perhaps you can have the ball afterwards. For a treat.
Yes.
Yes. Okay? So that perhaps needs a bit of practice.
Yeah.
For him to get his paws right round your neck.
Okay.
I just maybe, I don't know, how tall he is. Like, we don't like to enforce the whole jumping up because we've got a great.
No, definitely not jumping up. This is only when you're kneeling down or sitting down. And we never allow dogs to jump up. So you have to learn to stop the dogs from jumping up by pushing your hand right down. Every time you see them, every time they come towards you.
Yeah, we do try.
So if you have your hand right down. You have your hand right down like this to stop them jumping up. Then that's much better. You can actually prevent the dog from jumping up and teach them not to. Because we taught all ours to do that, didn't we? And yours will stop now.
Oh, yes, so he
Yours is so small. They're right down here.
yeah,
So
he used to jump as well.
yes, it's much better. Yeah. Okay, so the other thing, we were talking, Mel, what weren't we, about some of the things that Sparky might train Sparky for. Do you remember last week? I think we talked about how he needs to learn to bark.
Oh, right, yes.
And to teach him to bark, because he's a very quiet dog. But sometimes dogs need to protect you, and they need to bark on cue, and you tell them when to bark. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Have you done any training with him? Not a lot, don't worry.
Not a lot since then, but
He's
it's just getting a situation when he does bark, and he will bark in the mornings if there's someone
Exactly.
by.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, so should we just see how Millie and Meanie, because I taught them to bark by ringing the doorbell, and so they barked, and I gave them a treat. And it went on from there, and I banged the radiator and they'd bark, and I gave them a treat. It took actually 6 months with a clicker, clicking every time that they barked. So they knew it was okay to bark sometimes. And now, if I just say talk and go like that, they'll bark. Mind you, I haven't bought any treats at all today, because I don't always use treats. I feel that if you always use treats or if you always use a toy, they get too focused. And it's better to sometimes just use praise, because you've not always got treats with you. Yeah? So, let's show you how we do that.
Treats.
No, it's alright, I don't need to. But we might give them one later. So, I'll just get them over here. Okay, so sit, sit, sit. We might need treats, I don't know, I don't think we will. Sit. Okay, right, sit. Okay, talk, Minnie. Talk. Good girl. Talk, Mimi. Talk, Mimi. Good girl. So Mimi actually always learns by copying Millie. I think she's got those special needs actually. Millie is actually terribly focused on food, as you can see. Millie, sit. And since she got spayed, she's gone on weight. Millie, sit. So, I'd asked her once, the second time my voice got a bit stronger, and that's really good for teaching, you know, change up where you tone. Millie, sit and stay. Right, okay. Talk, Mimi. Talk. Talk, Mimi. Talk, Millie. Good girl. Talk, Mimi. I think Mimi's a bit upset because she's not been with me all the time. Millie, sit. So you can imagine if it got like some big burly man and they annoy me or whatever, and I just go, talk, Millie, talk, and I can get her to bark. So it's quite useful, because I feel quite scared of men, especially if I don't know them. Sorry, I'm standing in your point of view. You're right. So that's really useful. But also, if you're standing outside a house, and if you shout outside a house, people will never know you're there. But to get someone's attention, dog barking is fantastic. So if you ever need help, you can feel much safer because you can teach the dog how to bark. And also, once you've taught them how to bark, they're much better at stopping barking as well. So, you know, you might, but I feel best is perhaps to teach them to stop barking first and then teach them to bark. Hey! So, other things that dogs, we might train dogs for. I don't know whether you want to talk a little bit about what sort of things that you need. You did mention about crowds and things.
Yeah, I think it's kind of more in my head, obviously, just that I was out shopping once with my mum, and it was really, really busy. I ended up fainting in a shop, and it wasn't really anything to do with anxiety or anything, it was actually just low iron. But ever since then, I've always associated crowds, and I tend to get myself really worked up that I'm going to pass out, and in doing so, I end up passing out. So when I have the dogs with me, or Astro in general, because obviously he's always like the one I normally take out in public, because he's one of our biggest. I can tend to focus just on him rather than what's going on around me, and he's just able to keep me calm to the point where I don't tend to panic and I don't tend to pass out.
Yes.
So that's really good. And
do you sometimes have problems with getting out of the house because of that feeling?
not if I've got the dogs with me at all. Obviously, I work nights because of that, because I can't really deal with really, really busy situations. But recently, I've obviously thought about going on to days and maybe doing more, like in terms of management and stuff. And it would be nice to be able to go to meetings, but I can't do it at present. I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah. So basically, what's quite good if you're scared of crowds is to have two dogs, and you have them walking either side of you like this, and that can really help. Mind you, they do it naturally, so I'm not actually training them particularly to do this. But if there's lots of crowds, they will naturally go one either side. I think we'll do it at the moment because there's not really many crowds. Come on, walk on, walk on. But that's really comforting, because you get a sort of feeling of comfort around you and love. The dogs really create that feeling, you know? So that can help a lot. But mind you, if you have one dog and he circles around you, and he goes back behind you sometimes, and then there's you really feel like they're looking after you, and we can teach the dog to do that. Do you want to just walk around here and see if we all do it, and we get the dogs to circle around us a bit? Liz, do you want to see what it's like with the dogs walking either side of you? Yeah. See if you can get them to walk on the side. So you just walk normally, and the dogs will actually come either side. Walk on, honey, walk on, come here. Come. That's okay. Millie? Focus, Millie. She has this, she's going through a stage where she's just always looking at food all the time. Millie, let's walk this side. Millie. Walk this side, Millie. Millie. There we go. They're not desperately focused, are they?
No.
Are you tired?
This side.
Lily. Mine at the other ball, but I think it's bigger than
You are? He mustn't be praised by anything. He needs to be okay everywhere.
yeah.
It's not about him. You know, it's about them.
Yeah.
So he's got to be okay.
Side by side.
I said that wrong. You know, it's been okay everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's all the time.
No, okay. So are they sort of walking around you a bit?
Yeah, they are. They were.
That's good. That's fabulous. Goodness. There you go. It's good. And the way he's really focusing on you, that's fantastic.
We're going to do side by
Goodness.
side.
All right. Let's go back to our seats then. I mean, probably the best thing that dogs are for mental health, there are many things, but they're really good to help to remind people to take medication. You know, people have to take an awful lot of medication sometimes, and dogs can remind people by having a phone alarm or an alarm clock, and the alarm clock goes off at the time when they're supposed to take the drug, and the dog is taught to go and fetch a pouch with the drugs and bring them to them, but they have to be able to fetch. You know, you need to teach them, and we've got a dog that we're training up in Stoke-on-Trent, and he's never been into fetching anything. And he does everything else beautifully, but he can't do this, so we're going to have to get another dog. He's going to have 2 dogs, and we're going to train that dog. It's going to be a Labrador or something that's really good, or Retriever that is really keen on fetching things. And Cockers are very keen on fetching things. But this is a Mountain Pyrenean dog. It does everything but fetch. It's very big and helps them stand up and is upright, and it's really good and helps with helping them focus. And it's good for fear and anxiety. And social inclusion is fabulous with the Mountain Pyrenean dogs. Everyone loves them. They're really big, really cuddly dogs. But the other thing which is brilliant is, with dogs is social inclusion. So social inclusion is a big thing within mental health. If you feel that you've got relationships with people and that you're getting on in life and you've got a job and your job's going well and relationships are okay, then your mental health is good. It just follows, doesn't it? And so dogs can help a lot with that. That you feel whenever you go out, people talk to you and are interested in you and the dog, and it's fabulous. But there's one part of the social inclusion which dogs have to be trained with. They have to be trained not to go up to everybody, and they have to know that they can only go up and talk to people if you allow it. Yep. So we usually have a cue, like be nice or something when they're to talk to people. Use whatever cue you like, or if they're off the lead, like if you're at a party, the dog should always stay with you and shouldn't go up to anybody unless they know them already. And quite amazingly, dogs will always remember when they met someone before, and they know who they're friendly with and not. Because, Liz, you work in the studio with us, don't you?
Yeah.
And we have loads of people coming in, don't we?
Yeah.
And sometimes some of those people are not interested in dogs and don't want the dogs to come near them, and they are, you know, frightened of dogs. And so, so we train the dogs not to go up to those people, and it works, doesn't it?
Definitely.
They don't go up to the people they're not supposed to, and they avoid them. And that took about quite a long time, more than 6 months, to train a dog to do that, because the most natural thing is to protect their owner. And anyone new coming in, they want to bark at them and tell them to be nice and what have you in their own way, but they must learn not to do that. So that's quite a challenging thing. And if you're going to have your dog off the lead in particular, then you have to learn that they can't go up to everybody, that they can only go up to people. You have to teach them to do that. Okay, so are there any questions? always questions.
What have you got a question, Jill? I have a question.
You got a question?
Yeah,
Okay.
Can you train an old dog, or it has to train it from when it's a puppy?
Well, what I feel is the most important thing is that we're here for people to recover from mental health problems. We will never abandon anyone who needs help, who has mental health problems. We will always walk with them. And if they've got a very old dog they want to train, we'll train it. They'll probably know pretty quick that it's very difficult to train an old dog. A dog over 12, impossible really. They're about to retire at about age 13. But I mean, we got Mimi was from my mum at about age 7, and we trained her because she hardly knew anything. She was trained as a gun dog, and it was quite challenging to train her. But we also had a young dog with us, and she learned from the young dog. So there is a way that you can train dogs. You can always find a way. And the important thing is stay close to the person with mental health problems, because the last thing we want is for them to have to go to hospital or have problems, you know, even worse. We want them to stay well and recover and have the dog help them as much as possible. So we'll work with them, and you know, maybe they might get a younger dog that we could help them with, so we stay close. Any other questions? Tell us what you think about all this then. Liz, tell us what you feel about it.
Yeah, I think it's a really great thing. I was really happy to find out about it because obviously it was really quite beneficial for me to know that hopefully Astro could be trained to that sort of standard because he helps me so much as it is. Obviously he's very young at the minute, so I know he's got a hell of a long way to go, but it's really encouraging to know that one day he might be up to that standard, and it would be really great if he could be, because I feel like I'd be able to do so much more with him there.
And you feel you'd be happy to come every week if you can? I mean, it's a drop in, drop as whenever you like. You come to as many as you want, and we'll work with you. The important thing I feel is that we all stay close and can help each other just to keep well. That's terribly important. Liz, is there anything you'd like to say?
Not really, no. I just wish I had my little dog now.
Yeah. But you might consider having another dog. You feel that might be useful for you?
I don't know really, because I'm not really in a situation to have another dog now.
Yeah. But you
it's just that my
help with the training.
My dog was so loving, but she just used to drag me to the park.
That is not good, is it?
But she was very good for me when I was ill.
What
very
type
good.
Of dog?
A Labrador Collie.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. And very trainable. They should be alright, but they can be a bit headstrong when they want to go walkie windows.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Mel, anything?
No, I think, I'm training him for Becky, and it would be good if she could come and...
Yes, we'll keep asking her. I did talk to her the other day, and she's still not up to it. But she may well come back. Yeah.
Yes.
She has been to an induction, hasn't she?
That's right.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I mean, it's just getting him through his bronze good citizens and
on to the next stage. And Becky to a place where she can have a dog.
Yes, that's right.
At the moment, she's not allowed dogs where she is. Otherwise, she'd probably have them living there, wouldn't she?
No, that's right, she would, yes.
And Debbie, anything you'd like to say?
Just to go forward, really, I think there are times in mental health that you feel that you haven't got a future. So it's, I mean, when I work with people, I'm not thinking about, and if you suffer with depression, sometimes that is the wisest, not the wisest philosophy, but it's the best thing, because, I mean, a dog will make you get up like a child will, and that, I'm not saying it is a child, but it's a reason to get out of bed, to get the infrastructure in, then you meet people and you go forward, don't you? Because I think there's still a lot of ignorance around mental health, and we live in such a competitive world with people competing with each other, and it's not always about that. So.
Yeah, I definitely say that my dogs are like my spiritual directors. I do find that throughout the day I'm doing things for the dogs. you know, taking them for a walk here and then, doing something which is best for them is always best for me. So thank you very much for coming. And a round of applause for everybody.